Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Morning. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter if you'd like to get involved in the broadcast during the course of the day. Things continue to be, I don't know, on the edge of catastrophe, I guess. Although Russia pulled back some troops from the border with Ukraine. And apparently now Vladimir Putin's a peacemaker. Oh, okay. All righty. So that'll be great to see that unfold.
Sure about that?
What?
Are we sure that they pulled back? I don't know.
That's what they're saying.
Well, that's not what I've heard. The latest update from the White House that they think that that's not accurate.
Oh, really?
That they're actually moving troops now toward the border. So, I don't know.
But still, the headline on Drudge
really?
Is de-escalation, Russia pulls troops.
Oh, that...
Moscow ready for talks.
I think they're
Putin plays peacemaker.
Sleeping in over there at the old Drudge.
Yeah, maybe. You know, there's speculation because it's changed so dramatically that Drudge sold it a long time ago, clandestinely. And he claims that's untrue. So I think his political bent just changed. I don't know how or why, but it's pretty weird. I don't think I've ever seen a metamorphosis like that before.
No, it's crazy. Were you not put at ease yesterday with the president's speech, though? I mean, you're feeling good, right?
Kidding me?
He's a leader.
Oh, yeah. He spoke about Russia and Ukraine, what's going on, said it looks like conflict is about to happen. Said Russian troops have not been pulled from the border, told Americans tough times are ahead because of this crisis. Here's some of what he had to say.
Oh, yes, this is the end of it. Watch this leadership in action.
Where it is at risk today will surely pay a steeper price tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
I'll
right.
keep you informed.
Will you?
Well, thank you.
Look at this leader. Look at this leader. Look at him.
Off he goes.
What a jerk.
Right out the door. Well, he's doing what he's told. You know,
good.
he wasn't
He's
doing that
following
before, and they were pissed off at him, and he was always saying, they get upset with me when I do things, when I answer questions. So now he's not doing it.
They get upset when I actually play president instead of just read the lines.
Huh.
Yeah.
So off he went at the end of that speech. So no question answer section.
Hard times are coming, America, and that's what he said. I mean, why? Like, why? Honestly, like, why are we making this a thing here?
Well, because he knows that he screwed things up, and this is a good thing to pin it on. This is the excuse he'll use. Well, you know, you got the Russian-Ukraine conflict, and that just messed everything up. Really? It was messed up pretty badly before that. Oil looks like it's headed toward $100 per barrel, placing additional pressure on inflation.
Oh, good.
And the climate agenda that the president has. Crude oil prices on the Brent and West Texas Intermediate benchmarks. How many times have we talked about the Brent and West Texas Intermediate benchmarks?
Well, you're into the sweet oil.
Yeah. Well, I love the sweet oil, the Texas sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
They have on multiple trading days surpassed price levels not seen since the summer and fall of 2014. Brent is now flirting with $97 per barrel, and W2 West Texas Intermediate opened just short of $94.
Yeah,
that's also, we haven't seen levels like that since September 2014. Elevated global demand, as well as the volatile situation involving Ukraine, get out of here, and number two crude exporter, Russia, are leading market watchers to assess the world to be one big production outage away from a price super spike. A price super spike. Already we're paying dang close to, for the kind of gas I have to get. It's almost $4 a gallon here.
I've told you how to save money, right? You just need to retrofit your vehicle, get a smaller tank, and then you're not spending as much at the pump.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't done that quite yet.
Yeah, you need to get on that.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be visiting the gas station more often, but look, at least it won't be a shock. You know, are you seeing I love it. These are everywhere in Texas when you get gas. These Biden, that's all me. I did that stickers everywhere. I think it's hysterical.
Put them on a gas tank everywhere you do.
Put it on
fill up your tank.
Empty store shelf.
So great. Yeah, because he did that too. He sure did.
He's good. But yeah, so we got a super spike coming.
Super spike.
Be nice if we had our own supplies here, like we.
Yeah, like if we, I don't know, we're oil independent, didn't have to worry about what Russia's doing. We didn't have to worry about what Saudi Arabia is doing. We had our own, to the extent that we were an exporter again. Not now. Now he's begging and pleading with the Saudis to please increase production. Please. Won't you pretty please with sugar on it increase production?
Yeah, that's why I say, why does Ukraine have to be such a hardship for America? You could take care of yourself, and then you don't have to worry about all the geopolitical pin drops around the world.
Yeah, but we do. And so here we are. And also we have this story. The boost in gas production to avoid European-style energy crisis. You better boost it now, according to the oil industry. The United States can insulate itself from energy crises like Europe currently faces in the coming years if it encourages more natural gas production rather than hurts it through overregulation, which is what they're doing now. And anytime the oil industry speaks up, though, they're greedy bastards who are trying to kill the planet. High natural gas prices are driving a cost of living crisis for many European countries, where a number of governments have passed tax cuts in response and are scrambling to find other ways to ease the burden on consumers. And they're thinking about dropping the gas tax here, too, which is, I don't know, the federal tax, I think, is 18 cents. Woo! Well, that'll change our lives.
And then they'll say, well, we got to make up for that. You got to pass Build Back Better in the infrastructure bill.
Mm-hmm. Cost of gas in the U.S. has also risen over the last year, bringing up aggregate energy costs, but with it, the overall cost remained lower than in Europe. I mean, well, yeah, it's always been that way. In Europe, you're going to pay, I mean, even during good times, you're going to pay $6 or $7 a gallon. So comparing our situation to Europe with the gas prices, it's like apples to oranges because they don't have cars over there. You know, not like we do. I mean, they do have them. They just don't use them as much. It's just one of the reasons we left that stupid continent in the first place. Mm-hmm. We knew they weren't going to have cars driving around, have their freedom, individual freedom. We knew it. Yeah, there's the religious thing too, but really it was the coming gas prices, I think, that drove the pilgrims initially. So anyway, we've got these wonderful gas hikes and price increases on the way.
Yeah, the American Misery Index is almost to its highest levels. Highest levels was back in 2009. But we're right on that threshold. So good times, right?
Good times. There are some signs of hope. I like this story. San Francisco just voted out 3 school board members. Mm-hmm. These were school board members who would not do what the parents wanted them to do. And so they had a recall election and voted them out of office. So great. They ousted 3 members of the Board of Education, closing a bitter chapter in the city's politics, rife with infighting, accusations of racism, and a flurry of lawsuits. More than 70% of voters supported the recall of each member when initial results were released just before 9. One of the board members conceded defeat. Those votes made up about 1/4 of registered voters in the city. And turnout was not expected to be considerably higher. So it looks like it's all done for these 3. The vote stripped the members Allison Collins, Gabriela Lopez, and Fauga Maliga of their positions on the 7-person board. Lopez was president of the board. They'll be replaced by members chosen by Mayor London Breed, which doesn't It doesn't give me confidence that it's going to get any better.
No, you don't think that that's all solved and we're all done here?
No, that seems like there'll be another recall very shortly.
Yeah, these particular board members, I guess, were more concerned with renaming schools during the pandemic, right?
That really pissed parents off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the parents wanted them to get the schools reopened. And here they are, worried about, we got to rename all 40 schools in the district. What? Really? That's your priority? And it was for a while. So it's interesting to see, though, the parents taking charge all over the country. From Virginia to California, parents are starting to realize, okay, we don't like what's going on in our school district, and we're going to do something about it. Because that's what it takes. And if we have right-thinking Americans willing to do this, we can save our nation. And it just shows you, too, how you should act locally, think globally. And they are acting locally, and it's going to make a difference. That might be the most important thing you can do, is to take control, get some sanity into your school board again. They did it here in South Lake. They're doing it in San Francisco. They're doing it in Loudoun County, Virginia. It's happening all over the place. So, yeah, there are some green shoots. There are some things that you can point to and say, well, yeah, maybe in a year, things will be better.
Yeah, and of those board members, like, they wanted to rename Alamo Elementary School because they figured, it's named for that Texas battle, which you shouldn't rename it.
And instead, it was named after the car rental agency.
No, actually, a tree.
Oh, okay,
close,
a tree.
Close, right? They wanted to rename President Abraham Lincoln School.
Yeah, because what a bastard. What'd that guy ever do for him? Emancipation Proclamation.
These people were out of control.
Yeah. Oh, they're the worst. They're the worst. And I remember when that was a thing. What was that, a year and a half ago? Mm-hmm. And they were all up in arms over all the racist names of the schools, and they're going to rename all of them. Just ridiculous. Meanwhile, just north of us, Justin Trudeau is, with these powers that he has invoked, these emergency powers, which allow you to do virtually anything, both in the United States and Canada. And so he said that the measures he takes will be time-limited and reasonable and appropriate. Yeah. But they won't be.
Yeah, he had to go in front of Parliament yesterday. I don't know if you want to see that now, but it was...
I do want to see that.
He does not have support. Parliament has to act on this stuff, and he doesn't have support, it sounds like, in his own party. But listen to this fun that unfolded yesterday.
Absolutely right. This is a time for responsible leadership, not crass partisanship.
And you better get out.
The situation requires additional tools not held by other federal, provincial, or territorial law. It's what responsible leadership requires. These measures must be and will be compliant with the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We will always defend the rights of Canadians to peaceful assembly and to freedom of expression, but these blockades need to end, and unfortunately, conservative politicians continue to encourage the leaders of these blockades.
Well, Leader of the Opposition.
Well, let's get down to the basics of what this is really about.
This is about
the Prime Minister's ideological attachment to keeping COVID restrictions and mandates. Right. 63% of Canadians want the restrictions and mandates to end. Conservatives presented a motion yesterday asking simply for a plan, but the Prime Minister is in denial and is ignoring the science. He might as well be back at the cottage because he's doing nothing productive or constructive to help this situation. Can the Prime Minister tell Canadians when he will end the divisive, outdated, and unscientific mandate and restrictions?
When?
He got back up there and
did he?
Yeah, and he.
What did he say?
He didn't offer a timetable. He just kept repeating his same crap.
Man, he's a douchebag.
Look, for all the faults of the parliamentary system in these countries, I think it's kind of fun having the leader up there getting heckled and stuff. I like it.
Well, we like it in this particular case because we agree with the ones heckling him. But we tried to show him how to do this, and that's not how it's done.
Have some respect.
I mean, we'll accept it for now.
For now.
Because it suits our purposes.
Yeah.
All right. Something else that suits my purposes is having a Built Bar every day. At least one. Maybe two. Or three. But if you like to snack during the course of the day, or you get really severe hunger pangs and you're nowhere near dinner time or lunch, but you don't want to really mess up your diet, Built Bar is perfect for you. 180 calories or less. Many of them are much less. And 18 grams of protein. So these are actually good for you. Only 4 to 5 grams of sugar and carbs. What do you have to lose when they taste absolutely delicious? And really, the bottom line is, if it doesn't taste good, you're not going to eat it, right? You're going to turn to something else. That's why Nick Greer at Built Bar knew that these had to be delicious. And so he worked a long time on making that happen. And these amazing flavors are just that. They're amazing. Coconut, mint, brownie, double chocolate, salted caramel, cookies and cream. So many more to choose from. And if you can't pick a flavor right off the bat, just get a mixed box where you get 2 of each of their 9 regular flavors. And then they throw in some others from time to time. Right now, Built Bars. Go there. Check it out. If you go to Built.com and use the promo code PAT15, you'll save 15% off your first order. It's promo code PAT15 for 15% off at Built.com.
Pat Gray.
You know that thing where people sort of speculate that Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada,
No way. I know you're going to do
might be Fidel Castro's son. That's reared its lovely head once again.
You know, look, you don't give much credence to that until you start seeing how he's acting, and then you're like,
Yeah.
now wait a minute, let's revisit this.
When you're acting like a communist dictator, it's hard not to at least entertain the possibility. And apparently, his wife, it's well known, his mother. His mother was a swinger, and she went to swinger parties. At these parties was a man named Fidel Castro.
Oh, wow, I didn't know all this.
On multiple occasions. It's very possible it's true.
Oh, wow.
It is possible it's true.
Oh.
He bears a strong resemblance. You take off the beard and look at pictures of the two of them. They look somewhat similar.
Oh, my. Okay, so now
he's acting like a communist dictator. So I don't know. Seems to
Dad would be proud.
Right. Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
Wow, I didn't know that backstory there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, there is some, there's meat to it, to this conspiracy theory. So, it's possible.
Wow, what a sly way for Cuba to annex Canada.
Right?
Didn't see that coming, did you?
No. Nope. It was brilliant of them. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Also, apparently, scientists are thinking bats can be used to help vaccinate other bats.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
What could possibly go wrong here? How a self-spreading vaccine could work in a bat population. Weird. Bats directly injected with a self-spreading vaccine passively spread the lab-modified viral vaccine to other bats they encounter over time. Gradually building up population-wide immunity. In the example that they posted here, bats are used, but any mammal species that lives in groups could theoretically be targeted to rapidly vaccinate whole populations.
This is dumb.
So you vaccinate a bat, and then I guess it gets together with another bat, and that spreads the vaccine?
I don't know how that.
Or does it have to bite another bat? How does it? That's really weird.
It's really weird. And you know what? Could we just, as a general rule, just stop doing anything
messing with nature
with bats in the lab?
Yeah, doesn't seem to work out well.
Oh gosh, just no.
Someone sent us this sign outside a restaurant in San Francisco: "Vax required for indoor seating. Booster shot required for bar seating. Thank you.
No. No.
Wow.
I would never go there.
Nope. Walking right past that particular establishment. When will it end?
It depends on what part of the country you're in, right? I talked to a guy who used to work here, and he lives in New York City now. And I just talked to him yesterday on the phone, and he was saying all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have left Texas, man. What are you thinking? Because it's...
Is he vaccinated?
Probably. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't ask that question, but I mean, it's like talking to somebody on the other side of the Berlin Wall when you talk to someone in L.A. or New York.
Yeah,
it's a whole different world than the rest of the country's living right now.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But do you remember the travels of Novak Djokovic, who is the number one tennis player in the world, and he went to Australia thinking he was going to play in the Australian Open. So instead, nope, they quarantined him, and then they deported him. He fought it for a while, but he didn't win, and so he couldn't play in the tournament. So now there's apparently another one that he has to not attend and play in because they require the vaccine. And so now he's speaking exclusively to the BBC. He said he should not be associated with the anti-vax movement, but supported an individual's right to choose.
Thank you.
Sorry, that's unacceptable to people like the BBC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't care. What? Individual? It's like the president just said. I get a kick out of these people who talk about individual rights and freedom. They think this is America, the United States of America. Djokovic was asked if he would sacrifice taking part in competitions like Wimbledon and the French Open over his stance on the vaccine. Yes, that's the price I'm willing to pay. Wow. I mean, this is his livelihood. Mm-hmm. This is what the guy makes millions and millions of dollars doing, and he's willing to sit all these tournaments out? Wow.
God bless him. I mean, some people have principle. Some people cave. And you got the guy who's on a waiting list who says, I'd rather die than take the shot. I'm like him. You know, he's on a waiting list for a kidney or something.
Jeez.
Some people just...
That's interesting.
You're not going to move us.
Huh. Yeah. I find that fascinating, too, because I'm hesitant. I've always said, I was planning at one point to get it. But their insistence that I get it made me even more resistant to it. I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be told I have to.
And don't accept this anti-vax. Don't let them get away with that. I've gotten all sorts of shots in me. The tetanus shot.
Mm-hmm. Probably had polio shot of some sort, or the vaccine anyway.
Yeah.
I had it in a sugar cube back in the day.
And I'm talking about as an adult, I've made this decision to get certain shots.
Yeah.
I don't just uniformly say I'm not going to get a vaccine just because it's got the word vaccine in it. I'm not getting this vaccine. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And I think it's very reasonable to have this position, even if this is his livelihood. God bless him. I love it.
He's a 20-time Grand Slam winner. Deported from Australia last month. He's the world's he's still number one in the world.
So he's hanging on to that ranking without even playing, huh?
Yeah. This is the guy. I mean, he's not like washed up and his career's over anyway. He's at the peak of his career, and he's taking this stand. Really amazing. Really something. So we'll see if he winds up playing at Wimbledon. I don't know if Wimbledon has already issued a mandate that you be vaccinated. Have they? Probably says somewhere in the article, but
Britain dropped.
Oh, they dropped all the restrictions.
So I don't know if
that's right.
would apply here, because I suppose a company could still, or a private entity could still, the Wimbledon club.
He said he hoped vaccination requirements in certain tournaments would change. Added that he was hoping he can play for many more years. But he also confirmed he's willing to forego the chance to become statistically the greatest male tennis player of all time because he feels so strongly about it. His rival, Rafael Nadal, has won 21 Grand Slam singles, the most of any male competitor. Asked why, he replied, because the principles of decision-making The principles of decision-making on my body are more important than any title or anything else.
That's the truth.
Which is something they should, on the left, absolutely understand. They supposedly believe that about a woman's right to choose, right? Isn't that what we're told all the time by them? By all the pro-abortion, pro-death people? A woman's right to choose what she wants to do with her body is between her and, just her. Okay? Because we don't believe in God. So it's only between her and her.
Well, that's if she wants to go by her at that particular point in time. You got to also clarify that.
Thank you for that addendum.
I mean, that was unintended hatred.
It was
spewed by you.
But you're right. It was unintended.
So we'll
but
it
was hatred nonetheless.
One free pass, sir. By the way, in January, the French sports ministry said there would be no exemption from a new vaccine pass law. So
he's not going to be able to play in the French Open.
As of now, and Wimbledon has yet to set safety requirements and entry requirements.
Interesting. Now, see what the government does, dropping restrictions, and what a private business or private event does is their business. You know, so Wimbledon could require a vaccine. So who knows? Maybe he won't play tennis anymore. Jeez, that's amazing.
The French Open will begin in May.
And Wimbledon's in what? June, late June, July, something like that?
Yep, exactly. Late June, July.
He said he was keeping his mind open about the possibility of being vaccinated. What? After all this, he's keeping them. What?
Like, I mean, that's his prerogative, right?
Yes, yeah. That's like me. So it is a stance like me. Because we're all trying to find collectively a best possible solution to end COVID. I was never against vaccination. I understand that globally, everyone is trying to put a big effort into handling this virus and seeing hopefully an end to it soon. Right. I mean, that's a reasonable stance, I think. Especially since it's my stance as well. It's obviously quite reasonable and logical. Am I right? Or am I right? Of course I'm right. So it'll be interesting to see, though, if Novak Djokovic ever plays another tennis match. It's really something. And there's people like Kyrie Irving in the NBA who are taking an equally strong stance. I mean, the guy was told, okay, you're just going to have to sit out the season with our home games, and he did.
So dumb.
So it cut his salary in half from $34 to $17 million. I don't know how he's going to make any ends meet this year.
It's tough times.
You going to pay the light bill?
You got to figure out how to make it.
Right.
Times are tough.
Times are difficult when you're only making $17 million a year. What's he doing? Is somebody helping him? Is there a give, send, go fundraiser that we can scare up for him?
If not, there needs to be.
Yeah.
There needs to be. You see, L.A. County Sheriff's Department, if they decide on March 15th to go through with the vax mandate there, they're going to lose 4,000 sheriff's deputies there. That's
4,000. Oof.
Yeah. But,
that seems like a big number.
Yeah. So they're going to decide on March 15th. Yeah.
And even so, 81% of the county's employees are vaccinated already. Leave the rest of them alone. You might notice that this whole thing is starting to wane. We're on the downside of it. Even some experts are saying that. Who was it that said it's basically over now?
It was a doctor, somebody. Right? Oh, was your daughter's doctor or somebody? You said on the air. Did you say somebody else said that?
My daughter's doctor said it was over, but there was somebody else in a prominent position that said, it's definitely on the downside.
Yeah, even the mask mandates are going away. We got this University of Nevada, Reno, right? We got the students there marching, and they're upset, Pat, because they dropped the mask mandates for the state. Watch this. This is
so ridiculous.
Reinstate the mask mandate.
Just wear a mask, you morons.
Right. Govern me harder, Daddy.
Just wear the mask if you want the mask.
It's that simple.
No, it's not, because they want everybody else to wear the mask as well. They want to force their will on everybody around them.
No, thank you.
I hate it. Doesn't make any sense.
These are future leaders. The college students of today.
Oh, yeah, it's frightening. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Also, we're going to chew the fat with Jeffy next.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Got some tweets here. Carl Smith went to the grocery store the other day, and boy, it looks like the grocery store needs to go to the grocery store.
They were backed up at the Kroger warehouse in my neighborhood, man. They were 2 and 3 to a mule into that
There it
place.
is.
They were 2
Always.
and 3 to a mule.
Well, they were actually. There's another
What does that
phrase
mean?
that I normally use. Well, 2 and 3 to a mule is like when people, the whole.
I know, but
The whole family goes shopping.
But where did it start?
2 and 3 to a mule. The whole family goes shopping. They go into town. The whole family goes into town.
I see.
Riding the only mule that they have.
Right.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So there's
That makes
3
sense.
people on a mule.
2 and 3 to a mule. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen people riding mules lately?
Not
I mean,
lately, no.
How
Lately,
far
no.
outside
Okay.
of town do you live?
Oh, there were 2 and 3 to a mule. Thank you, Grandpa.
You're welcome.
Thank
no
you.
problem. You're welcome.
Great Grandpa.
Great, yeah.
Tobin for Pope campaign tweets, Justin Trudeau went to Parliament and experienced a real-life version of Mayor Wu's Instagram live debacle.
That's right.
Dr. Free Range Prisoner. So scientists are working on a self-spreading vaccine for bats. That, in theory, could work on any mammal. Correct me if I'm wrong,
How did we
aren't
miss
humans
that?
mammals?
Yes.
How did I miss that?
Pretty good point.
Yeah, it's in the graphic right there. Look at that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Pretty good point.
Now I think we see what's happening here.
Huh.
We're making sure that even if you don't want to be vaccinated, they're figuring out how to get you vaccinated.
Yeah. Just sleep with a vaccinated person, I guess.
All right.
Huh. Okay.
Fine.
Proud Mr. Graybeard tweets, maybe they're trying to vaccinate bats so that science can say, look, we found this virus in bats. Like a kid trying to cover his crime.
Yeah, no kidding.
I just don't trust a large part of science any longer. Yeah, that's the problem. It's hard to believe anything they say anymore because they're such lying sacks of crap. 888-900-3393. And now... it is that time of the week again when we welcome Jeff Fisher in to chew the fat.
Thank you. Breaking news.
Just you know what? Stop. You're always jumping the gun, man. Let the intro play out.
So important.
You're starting to tick me off.
What's that? You're mumbling. I'm sorry. What's that?
It does get better. I apologize.
It does.
It does? Okay, that was clearly not accurate.
Oh.
Anyway, what's the breaking news, man?
You're jumping. Now you're
I'm
jumping the
sorry,
gun.
I couldn't wait.
There,
Breaking
now,
news.
now, what's the breaking news?
I don't want to tell you now. Just in Disney World is going to make masks optional
Really?
for fully vaccinated.
Oh, for fully.
Get out of my
and
face.
How do they know if you're fully vaccinated?
I mean, they'll know.
How?
They know.
Okay.
They know. They'll arrest you. Now, you'd think that perhaps we could have the cheer for masks at Disney,
Oh.
like they're doing in, where are they, in Vegas?
Reinstate the mask mandate. Reinstate
Right. That's what's going to be happening.
mask mandate.
Listen to that.
Mask mandate. Reinstate the mask mandate.
That's what's going to
Those
be
are some
happening
brain-dead
outside of
individuals.
Disney as of today.
Yeah.
We mentioned. Do we have the picture? You know, you were mentioning also the Justin Trudeau bloodline, and there's side by sides that could prove pretty close, man.
Look
Okay,
at
there's
that.
that.
I mean, I'm not 23andMe, but I can tell you that
Look
it's
at without the
possible.
beard.
I know.
The side by side without the beard. Father and son. They're father and son.
Sure looks that way.
Look at that! Are you serious? That's his dad. Pierre Trudeau was no relation.
So wait a minute. Hold on. Do we need to
We could make
rethink
the case.
Yeah.
genetics here? Does communists run through bloodlines? Like through the blood?
I don't know.
Well,
Communist
yes,
tendencies?
obviously.
I mean, has he ever really hung out with him? He hasn't been taught by him, right? It's in the blood.
We mentioned on Friday during More on Trivia that Mattress Mack, owner of Gallery Furniture in Houston, Texas, made a $9.5 million bet
on the Bengals,
Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, that's
So
right.
he's out. $9.5 million down the drain. Of course, now he hedges his bets, right? Because he says he makes the deals for customers, right? If you buy a $3,000 mattress or $3,000 sofas or love seats, if Cincinnati wins, he gives you your money back, right? So,
So he doesn't have to.
right.
Right. He doesn't have to give anybody
So
their money back.
he said he was hoping to sell, $20 million worth of furniture.
That's a lot in such a short amount of time.
I know.
I mean, I knew he dominated that market, but that's incredible.
I know.
I mean, when I lived there, there were two Mattress Mack
He's got
locations.
3 or 4 now, right?
Maybe. I don't know, but it's not like he's got them everywhere. It's just that the locations he does have are so dominant that he does this well.
I mean, he won the $15 million in 2017.
Oh,
when the Astros beat the Dodgers. Was that the cheating year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he lost. And I'm sorry, I mean the alleged cheating year.
I mean, look, everybody's got to bang on a garbage can every now and then.
And then he lost the 2019 World Series, $17 million.
Oof.
He said that one hurt. He said that stung a bit.
Yeah, I bet.
The quote.
Is it Nationals, I think?
His quote was, "You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you get rained out." But only $9.5 million for this Super Bowl.
Someone's got a possible problem brewing, I think.
I don't know.
Like a gambling problem?
I mean, I would never say that because I can't throw stones.
It's a good sales technique, really. I mean, if you come in and buy your stuff, if he wins his bet, you get your money back.
No, that is a good. It's a good way to justify it.
Right? Yeah.
I love it.
We know now why Putin and Macron sat at that 13-foot table last week. You remember they met and were talking about Ukraine at the table, and he said he didn't want to take the Russian COVID-19 test. Putin wanted him to take the COVID-19 test, and he was like, "No, you're not gonna get my DNA." So he took the test before he left, and then he took a test once he landed to talk to Putin from his people. And the Russians said Putin needs to be kept in a strict health bubble. So that's why they sat at the table. And, I mean, it's just interesting, and it gives me a reason to see them meeting on the teeter-totter again.
Oh, yeah, let's see the action from the meeting there. There it is. I mean, how do you get diplomacy done,
That's
though?
that strict health bubble right there.
And I don't blame Macron 1 second not getting tested.
No, it's it. Mayor Eric Adams of New York City.
Oh, he's good.
I
Right?
took the words right out of my
Right?
mouth.
He's good.
Vowed to ban offensive music.
Oh, God.
Whatever he finds offensive.
And I had no idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son, and he sent me some videos.
Oh.
And it is alarming. And we are going to pull together the social media companies
rapping. I don't know what
and
it
sit
is
down
We're
with
going to
them
find out, Pat.
and
Okay.
state that you have a civic and corporate responsibility
To live a
I mean,
plant-based
we
centered life.
pulled Trump off Twitter
But
because of what he
centered.
was spewing. Yet we are allowing music, displaying of guns, violence.
Oh, man.
We're allowing it to stay on these sites because look at the victims. We're bringing them in. We're going to show exactly what is being displayed. And we are alarmed by it. We are alarmed by the use of social media.
Does he have a mouse in his
to
pocket?
He does.
really
He does.
over-proliferate this violence in our community.
I know he's meeting with the governor and Al Sharpton and the NAACP president, Hazel Dukes. Hopefully.
All on drill rapping?
All on drill rapping, yes. The banning of drill rapping. He said he's going to bring the rappers in and talk to them. I hope they tell him to go drill it, is what I hope they say. Now, said about talking to his son. The son works for Jay-Z. at Rock Nation.
Oh.
So
Now,
I
if
don't know
this
if
is
there's
a
a whole lot of
conservative,
banning going on there.
if a conservative is trying to quell free speech and music and art, I mean,
I know
the gates of hell are going to open up.
I know.
on it.
I know he cares about stopping. I believe he cares about stopping violence in the streets. I mean, that's what he ran and won on. But banning, how about no?
But what is drill
was
rapping?
drill rapping.
Well, it's funny that you ask, Pat, because according to the all-knowing, all-seeing Wikipedia, drill is a style of trap music defined by its dark, violent, and nihilistic lyrical content and ominous trap-influenced beats. Drill progressed into the American mainstream in mid-2012 following the success of Chief Keef, Lil Durk, Lil Reese,
loved Lil Durk.
Fredo Santana.
I didn't realize Lil Durk was drill rapping.
I know.
But, but
Young,
being the huge
Young
fan
Chop,
I am.
G
Young
Herbo,
Chop.
Lil Bibby, and King Louie.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's been noted this all started, because of crime in Chicago, right? Plenty of drill rap around the world now, though. So I guess the mayor is going to ban all of it. I don't know. But drill, of course, is street slang for retaliate, fight. It can be used for anything. Females getting dialed up or going out to war. Dro City rapper Pac-Man is considered the originator of the genre.
Thank you.
There he is. Because Dro City
never gets enough credit.
Gang-defined territory in the city blocks of the Woodlawn neighborhood.
Pac-Man, what's up?
The example here, if you'd like to hear a little drill music from King Louie, worldstarhiphop.com, titled Made Drill.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Turn me down just a little bit, Rick.
Turn me down just a little bit, baby.
Pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off. Pop off. Yeah.
Pop off.
Pop off. Pop off. Pop off. Pop off. Pop out. Pop off.
This is Pac-Man, right?
Turn my vocals there. I'm good.
No, this is King Louie.
Oh, King Louie, sorry.
Talking about. Don't embarrass yourself.
Right there. Pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off.
Too late.
Let's go.
Already did.
Pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off.
Now, I realize
He's worth
that
$5
the rest of that video, the rest of that video is plenty of body language, drugs, and other colorful language. But he's no Lil Durk.
No,
he's no Lil Durk. Right?
No, that's true.
But banning, no. I'm sorry.
That kind of art right there is valued in our society. You don't see that kind of talent come along every day, and thus that individual you just saw, worth $5 million.
I know.
Pop. Turn me down just a little, Corby.
Pop. That was really good.
Thank you.
Really good.
Where's my check?
Really good.
Where's my check?
Not Lil Durk, though.
Yeah. No. I mean, what is? But what is? Let me tell you about Omega XL. If any of this is giving you a pain somewhere, it'll go away soon. But if you have pain brought on by inflammation, that's not just going to magically go away. You need Omega XL. Omega XL is great because it restores some of the SPMs that we lose over time. And SPMs are things that rejuvenate your joints. And so when you have pain in your joints, you have the inflammation, there can be damage done there, and then you experience that pain. Omega XL can restore your SPMs, rejuvenate your joints and your muscles so that you can move like when you were young and you are not experiencing that continual pain. It can really bring you down. Change your life with Omega XL. Omega XL. Go to omegaxl.com/Pat. When you buy your first bottle, they're going to throw in a second one for free. omegaxl.com/Pat or 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. When you feel the urge come over you today, that's when you need to subscribe to my daily podcast, Chewing the Fat. Available wherever you listen to your internet entertainment, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. We see the price of many things going up these days. Get ready to pay more for your homeowners or renters insurance, or maybe you're going to end up having a special VR rate because virtual reality has some issues in the dwellings. We got a man, uppercut on a ceiling fan, women slamming into furniture, guys smashing through lighting fixtures. The trend of crashing into furniture while in the metaverse, 31% jump in home contents claims involving VR headsets last year. And one insurer, Aviva, said since 2016, 68% jump in VR. And I've been wanting to get to this Bridget Fonda story. You know her, you love her, Bridget Fonda. She turned 58 years old. One of the last times Fonda was seen in public before a couple of weeks ago was at the Inglourious Bastards premiere with her husband, Danny Elfman, back in 2009. Here's them now. This is what she looked like.
I didn't realize Danny Elfman and Bridget Fonda were married.
Yeah, they've been married for a long time now.
Love me some Danny Elfman.
Now,
that's awesome. He's awesome.
Now, they claim that this is her now. And I have a hard time believing it.
Let's see
this
it.
is her.
Oh.
Oh,
no, honey, no.
No, I know, but holy cow, right?
Oh, golly.
I mean, I know that she was, in a car crash in 2003, and she hurt her back, and then she had her baby, and she's had some other
not
problems.
recognize her.
I know. And the latest picture, I mean, seriously, holy cow.
Not a chance.
Anyway.
No, honey. No.
All right.
I just have a difficult time believing that that's her. And if you love Danny Elfman, I mean, he turned 69 in May.
Yeah.
This was him back in 2009 with Bridget. Oingo Boingo. He scored The Symptoms. He's been He's scored more than 100 movies.
He's scored so many movies
since 1985.
I mean, other than John Williams, he's probably the best in the business at that.
But he's all tatted up now.
Is he?
Looking all tatted up.
No, that's not him.
That's right there. He's shooting a video, so you see the the CGI straps on him and stuff. But those tats are real, and he's all tatted up. So maybe it is Bridget. You know what? I know that he's taking his daughter out to events and not the wife. So maybe that is her. I don't know.
Maybe. Wow. All right, 888 900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Got some tweets here to start us off. Arkansas Pathead tweets, King Louie will make it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Florida. And that's a true, true statement. Bovine Scatology. Seems to be a lot of lulls and kings in the drill rap scene.
Yeah.
Sons of Thunder 42. Jeffy is more of a biggie than a lil.
Biggie J. All right.
Kaboom tweets King Louie's lyrics. Pure genius. 15 times. Pop off 172 times.
I gave you the very generic portion of that video.
Okay.
There's plenty more colorful
throughout
that entire video.
Sure.
But again, I don't care. I mean, banning it, no.
Yeah, right.
From Pastor Sam, there are probably Russian songs and legends about Putin riding shirtless on a bareback moose and slaying bears with only his hands.
Lovag.
But he needs a health bubble? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But protect him from Prime Minister Macron, or is it President? I think it's President Macron.
It's President, yeah.
Anyway, they had to have a 30-foot table between them. That was just silliness. All right, somebody sent us this from Keller, Texas.
That's
Yeah.
A little suburb in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that we're all pretty familiar with. City of Keller government. So normally we'd bring lost and found items inside the building, but if you're missing your creepy Victorian murder doll, We'll go with Vicky M for short.
Look at that thing.
She's up here visiting Keller Town Hall, just chilling on the front bench.
Just chilling on the front bench.
Presumably cursing every visitor who walks past. Vicky M arrived at about 9 p.m. last night, delivered by a gang of sprightly teenage girls. So normally we'd think nothing of it, but we've seen The Craft and Annabelle and Child's Play. Yeah, we'll be calling for some backup from Keller Public Safety on this one.
Oh, man.
Look at that thing. That is creepy.
When this dropped the other night, I'm pretty sure my wife went over there and took a bunch of pictures of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was all, look at this now. They've got it at the government building.
I wonder who gets to do that. Like,
Really
who
funny.
gets to remove that?
Not me.
Yeah, I'm not touching that
Not
thing.
me.
I
No,
just
thank
wouldn't
you.
even touch
I mean, that I want to see the follow-up
it's
video
good.
from Keller.
I'm good. Let that thing be there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, if there's a series of murders that turn up somewhere in the vicinity, we know who's responsible
Absolutely.
now. It's Vicky M.
Vicky M.
All right. 888-900-3393. You remember Cortana? The Microsoft spyware that they surveilled everything that you wrote and did during the course of the day. And then it would email you the next day about what you've done, what you haven't done, what you should be doing.
Which I was thankful for.
Microsoft Outlook, were you?
I was thankful.
You were?
Were you?
For their
Thankful?
daily updates.
Were you now?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
But I like that.
Not as much for me.
Really?
Yeah, not so much. No.
So annoying.
Then it changed to Viva, I guess, because everybody was probably canceling
Unsubscribing from Cortana emails.
I don't want your stupid emails. I don't want you spying on me. I don't want you to tell me what I should be doing and what I've done.
Oh, bad.
We're
So
trying
now
to assist
Viva.
you in your day.
So I didn't realize you could unsubscribe. You can unsubscribe from this thing, and these obnoxious, invasive emails will stop coming.
Oh, here's my daily briefing today. Hi, Keith Malinak. It's a new day. Commitments and follow-ups. Oh yeah, I do need to get back with John.
Thank
on
you.
that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So anyway,
Helpful.
I'm gonna hit unsubscribe. I see it at the bottom here.
Okay.
And then Corby tells us that once enough people do that, then they'll just rename it and put you back on the new list, whatever they rename it. That's what happened between Cortana
And you
Viva,
realize,
he surmises.
and I guess I'm going to be the one to break it to you. Just because you unsubscribe doesn't mean
they're
not
still
watching it.
Right. That's true. I think that's true.
Oh, I thought you were going to say emails keep coming because I guess LinkedIn probably bought Microsoft, and now they're the ones running the inbox.
No, you just don't get sent an email. They're still watching it because if you subscribe at some point, they've got to know, right?
And I'm sure it's not confined to our place of business. I'm sure everybody that has an Outlook address through their workplace is getting these stupid emails.
Well, they have to be, yeah.
And they're getting watched. Isn't it fun?
The answer is no. It isn't. It isn't fun. I really hate it. And I'll be unsubscribing from the Viva situation. If only it were that easy with everything. You know, with all the Google tracking and the tracking that every single one of these companies does. There is nothing they don't know about us.
Correct.
Now. Nothing. And it's interesting that they, even when you delete your emails, they're not deleted.
No.
Wait, what? Why is that the case?
Because you might need them.
Which again is why you
trying
need
to be helpful.
Because they may need to try to coerce you into doing something at some point in the future. I can't think of what that might be. Vaccine. But hey, look, we have this email of yours. Remember when you such and such?
One of my little pet peeves, being spied on by all these companies. One of my G-odds is civil asset forfeiture, which it continues.
It sure does.
Sheriffs teamed up with the feds to hold up an armored car company, and civil asset forfeiture makes it possible.
Isn't that special?
Highway robbery with badges. This is what MP Real Logistics, a national armored car company, has been the victim of multiple times within the last year. 5 times, drivers with the company have been pulled over for flimsy reasons, with officers seizing the cash they were transporting on behalf of customers. A total of 3 times.
Is this the same company that had the problem in Kansas?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yes, I think it is.
Okay.
Forbes article.
I think it is.
In that Kansas story, they talked about how they had been pulled over a couple of times prior to the civil asset forfeiture prior to them taking the money, just as they figure that it was, the police. There's an armored van. We stop it. Your blinker didn't work right, or it looks like your tires are low. And they like to get an idea of when you're traveling through the state, and then they pulled them over and we take your money.
Incredible.
I mean, it's darn near criminal.
Darn near. It is criminal. It is criminal. It's highway robbery.
Yeah, in the case of California, it's against California law.
It's against United States law.
Of course, it's against the Constitution, too. I have no idea how they continue to get away with this.
No one has been arrested. No one has been charged with a crime. But if law enforcement is successful in using civil forfeiture to take the money, they'll be able to spend it on themselves. The fact that the seizures defy state and federal laws is why highway robbery is the correct way to characterize what's going on. Absolutely. We need to stop calling it civil asset forfeiture, because that sounds, okay, well,
yeah,
they're just forfeiting their civil assets because
they're criminals. They're bad
criminals.
people. They're bad guys.
Yeah, these are bad guys. Started this summer in Kansas. MP Real Logistics provides secure cash transit for state legal cannabis businesses. A driver was on their way to Kansas City, Missouri to pick up money from medical cannabis dispensaries when they were pulled over by a Kansas sheriff's deputy. The driver was not cited for anything and truthfully told the deputy about their business in Kansas City, which, by the way, is legal. Okay, so if it's legal, leave them alone. If you don't want marijuana being transported, then make it illegal. You can't just show up and start taking things from people because you feel like it.
We are a lawless nation.
This is really, it's so disturbing and so despicable and un-American. This is just not America. On the return trip the next day, a deputy pulled over the car and seized $165,000.
Yeah. See, they gave him the test stop.
Yeah. And then, hey, you know what? Tomorrow, let's take the cash, which they did. $165,000. It's not like it's $30. The driver wasn't ticketed or arrested. But by the way, it'd be just as wrong if it was $30.
I was just going to say, I don't care if it was $30.
Yeah, no amount of money is okay to steal from people. The funds were handed over to the federal government, with the U.S. Attorney for Kansas filing a civil asset forfeiture action to take all of it.
Oh, you can file paperwork to get it back.
Sure you can. And lickety split within the next 5 years, maybe 6, you might get a portion of it back, or you might not. You might not get a penny of it. Both have happened. Under the federal Equitable sharing program, the sheriff's office can get up to 80% of the proceeds if the government wins.
No, look at there. Listen to that scam they got going.
And they've also, made it so that, I mean, we've talked about it before, how they claim that they're, we're sharing it now. We're not taking it all. We're sharing it with the federal government. That's their way around the local municipalities. Their way around of saying, well, we're doing it with the feds. We're not taking it all.
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. It's still unconstitutional.
Yeah.
While MP Reels, while they were contesting the Kansas seizure, the San Bernardino County Sheriff started targeting vehicles transporting proceeds from the state legal businesses in California.
They said, hey, we need some of that over here.
Yep.
Again, the drivers were pulled over on flimsy reasons and never arrested or even given a citation. And again, the funds were handed over to the federal government for federal prosecutors to take through civil forfeiture. While MP Real provided the San Bernardino County Sheriff with detailed information showing that it was moving money from legal businesses to financial institutions, just a few weeks later, the same truck was pulled over again.
When you see stories like this, you really test the limits of back the blue.
Yeah.
You truly do. You truly do. You're really playing with fire here. And when you get pulled over, if you're these guys or whatever, and I don't know the details here, I'm sorry, but you just say, I do not consent to you searching my vehicle. The end. Get a warrant.
While deputies covered up the vehicle's security cameras. So the deputies covered the cameras and then started going about their theft. The audio feed captured the true motivation for the seizures. Deputies counting the money expressed disappointment when it turned out the vehicle was carrying half the amount of cash compared to the first seizure.
Unreal.
Still, between the two, deputies had taken more than $1.1 million.
Screw you.
Again, the funds were sent to the federal law enforcement.
Do we not have dash cam footage from the deputies?
Yeah, they covered up.
No, but I mean, they've covered up the cameras of the vehicle they taken the money from. But we've got to have. I mean, do they cover up all the cameras? I mean, I guess when you're robbing people, you don't like cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a fact, by the way. Just so we're clear.
That is a fact.
Yeah, that is.
But can the federal government use civil forfeiture to take money from medical cannabis businesses that are legal within their state? The clear answer is no.
This is a cartel.
No.
Between state and federal.
Sure is.
Yeah, it is. While Congress has not acted to legalize cannabis on the federal level, it has instituted a hands-off policy when it comes to interfering with state legal medical cannabis operations. The legal cannabis, the stuff that doesn't have the THC, the stuff that has been legalized in, I think, all but like 3 states or something. It's legal. It's medical. It's been proven to help people with certain ailments, like nausea during cancer treatments, for instance. And then you're going to penalize the company who's distributing this stuff? This is really, really ugly. Really ugly.
And I don't care if it is, there's plenty of places that, where it's legal with the THC, right? I mean, so what?
Yeah.
I mean,
recreational
it's
use.
agonizing.
And in regard to the San Bernardino County Sheriff's stops, California law explicitly protects Empy-Real and others who transport money for commercial cannabis operations.
See? They're breaking the law on a state and federal level.
It's got to stop.
Yet they're colluding.
How many times have we said that, though? And
it's
getting worse.
I mean,
it's getting worse.
The Fourth Amendment obviously does not apply.
Not at all.
Anymore.
No, it doesn't apply at all.
Lawless.
The Fourth Amendment, is that part of something?
Get out of my face.
Not anymore, really, no.
I know.
No.
I know.
It's a good question, because no. I mean, there's some old piece of paper or something.
That's what I'm saying.
That,
everybody keeps
refer to.
referencing it, and it means
it's meaningless.
Zip.
Absolutely meaningless. Let me tell you about preborn. Abortion, as you probably know by now, is the leading cause of death in the United States and around the whole planet, as a matter of fact. Since Roe v. Wade, 63 million babies have been aborted in the U.S. alone. Nearly 1 in 4 pregnancies end in abortion. In New York City, more black babies are aborted than are allowed to be born live. Wow. Really tragic. So the Ministry of Preborn is partnering with Blaze Media to help rescue babies this year, and you can be a part of it. We need your help. Preborn is the direct competition to Planned Parenthood. Rather than, providing abortions, they provide free ultrasounds to the women so that they can see what is in their womb, so that they can see the baby, they can see him moving, they can hear the heartbeat, and it has quite an effect. As a rule, 80% of the time, after seeing the ultrasound, they choose life. So if you'd like to be a part of that, if you can spare $28, that buys 1 ultrasound for a woman considering abortion. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is here.
I am. That's true. Glad to have you here as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Not you.
I appreciate it very much. That's awful kind of you.
Not you. Not.
So me, then.
Not you.
What?
Neither of you.
Wow.
I was not addressing you. I was addressing our audience.
You want us to leave?
Kind of hurts.
Frankly, I don't care. If you want to,
I can't stop you.
I'm kind of hungry.
I'm going to.
I'm to the point now between civil asset forfeiture and everybody being nominated for positions in Biden's cabinet, and then people he's hired already at the Department of Energy. Oh. Hey, this new gender fluid guy seems nice. He is the Department of Energy's Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition Deputy.
It's a good gig.
Yeah.
Good gig.
I mean, every nation worth
MIT
their salt.
grad.
Clearly, immensely qualified for this position. Here he is talking about himself.
Oh, cool.
I use they and them as my pronouns.
All right.
And
They,
when
them?
someone uses they and them as my pronouns, I feel like that person is listening to me.
Oh, good.
That person
Good,
cares
good.
about
You wanna
me, and
feel like
person
that.
You
wants
do.
to have a conversation.
Nice blouse.
It is.
Non-binary.
This
activist.
non-binary activist explains why pronouns are
good.
important.
Oh, good.
And why people need to respect them.
All right.
All right.
Pronouns
Pronouns
are
are
a fascinating part of modern culture.
No,
Yeah.
I
they're
don't
grotesque.
think many people think about them very often until someone like myself or others
like yourself
say their pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
So when I introduce myself, I generally say, "Hi, my name's Sam Britton. I use they and them as my pronouns, and I serve as head of advocacy and government affairs for the Trevor Project." I give this before I even
Trevor
give my
Project's
job
actually
because it's the important way that you're going to describe me.
Yeah.
Not what I do, but who I am. And that I respect for my gender is really, really important.
It really, really important. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
He
really,
don't need
really
to, though, because he did.
Really,
From the
yeah,
moment
he
they
did.
meet,
He said
see?
it.
You gotta-
He said
I
it.
think
He thinks.
our culture has built itself around an idea that the faster I can learn something about you, the faster I can interact with you.
Right.
We are a system of speed.
Okay.
And
So why are we
pronouns
slowing it down with
sometimes
pronouns?
slow that down, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
the assumption
Thank you.
makes
Not
things
right.
easier.
Yes. Thank
We
you.
are every single
Are you
time we
MIT
meet
grad?
someone immediately putting some type of judgment on them really quickly, so we know how to interact with them.
All right.
But
That judgment could be wrong.
Oh,
And
no.
So I think
Oh.
the hard part is
are all these
to
shots of
change
other
perspective.
people him?
Yeah.
They're all
This
him?
isn't asking you to
No?
be marathon.
Okay.
This
All
is
right.
you saying
That's
That's
him.
it.
that
Yeah.
you want
Wanna
to
be
be
respected
respected in a specific way.
I mean,
Talk
them.
I can do that
I
for
meant to
you.
say, are
Thank
they
you.
them?
Thank you.
Are all these other
pronoun.
people them?
No, they are not.
Now look, Brenton has a suggestion. People should introduce
Things that
themselves with their
companies
pronouns.
With
and
pronouns,
schools
yeah.
can do
Companies should
are
do this.
on the first day of
Schools.
classes and for maybe
First
the
day of
week,
classes, first
having
week.
a sticker where
Sticker.
you tell
A
people,
pronoun
People.
sticker.
"Hi, my
Thank
name
you.
is Sam. My pronouns are they and them."
Well, my name's not Sam, so
It's
why
also
would I
really
tell him
important to
that? That would
recognize
be a lie.
pronouns
I
change.
mean, it'd be stupid to wear that sticker.
That'd be
Many
stupid.
of us will not always have the same pronouns.
Right, right.
because
right.
Got a
Our
sticker.
gender,
Our gender
is
sticker?
changing.
Or
okay? No.
our gender
it's
realization's
not.
changed.
Our gender
I think it's really,
realization
really
has
important
changed.
for us to
That's
say
true.
that the flexibility of your personality should be something that we can respect, and
Yep.
the flexibility of
See?
your gender identity is something that we can respect.
We can respect it.
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, look at that. Merriam-Webster's on
Pronouns
board.
And they
are
added
confusing.
they
Yeah.
I'm
as a
not
pronoun
going to say that they're not.
for single people.
But if I can have the
But if
president
I-
of the United States
Uh-huh.
use my gender-neutral pronouns, and
Then
I can
you can.
respectfully use theirs,
Uh-huh.
then I think we're going to be in a world
Mm-hmm.
where everyone can be respected and everyone has
Everyone
the
still can be,
responsibility to be
was.
respected.
Have we established that he's nuts and this administration is crazy as well? Just
Wow.
through that?
Wow. No,
No,
because
oh.
he is both a queer activist and a specialist in handling nuclear waste. Of course, those two things
That's good.
often go hand in hand.
Well, they certainly do with Sam.
They do with Sam. So quite a colorful character.
Yeah, what do we know
He
about
is-
Sam?
Well, we know that he's a pup handler.
Yes.
Excuse me?
That is a gay man who leads other gay men who pretend to be dogs.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. There's a profile in Metro Weekly to fill you in.
Oh, good.
Some of the excerpts.
It's awesome.
In the pup community.
Yeah.
Which I don't know that you're
Pup
familiar
community?
with the pup community.
Pub community.
I mean, not as familiar as I probably should be.
I'll tell you, that's true.
But I'm
that's
learning.
true.
Yeah.
Pat, proceed with caution
But
with the
I'm
highlighted
learning.
part of that story.
Okay. Handlers function the same way dog owners do,
Hello.
keeping a watchful eye on their charge and reining in the pups if
Yeah,
necessary.
because
you have
you've
to.
seen them with the leash, and they're like, "Come here, you." Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You have to. When they get it, when you're in the right headspace, then everything's okay.
It's the handlers who train the pups and teach them discipline, doling out rewards or punishments. based on good or bad behavior.
I mean, you know the times when you want to be treated like a dog, Pat.
No, I don't know those times.
Well, Sam will help you out.
Okay.
I mean, those are the times.
All right.
When you want to put yourself.
I haven't come
in the
across any of
headspace
those times yet.
Really?
Yeah, but maybe I will soon. I don't know.
Wow.
Seems late in life to be, coming across the dog tendencies.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks, Jeffy?
Yes, of course.
Of course you can. Sure. So there's your introduction.
I just want to thank publicly.
It gets really good. I mean,
that's really good.
That story goes into depth into some really fascinating times in Sam's life. And it's awesome.
I want to thank Rob
awesome.
for not putting up the accompanying picture with that story. I said, use your discretion, and I'm glad he did, because...
Oh, well, he's just with one of his pups. Mm-hmm. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the one with the pup.
Yeah, that's the one.
He's just with the pup.
Yeah.
Half naked, and his pup's all dressed up in leather and a chain, and...
It's adorable.
It's
adorable.
Thank you.
It's just a special
Training
time
a pup.
with he and his pup.
No, they and their
I'm sorry.
Their
they
pup.
with they and their pup.
Right, thank you.
Only on the Blaze Radio Network. Pat Gray returns on the Blaze Radio Network.
Some tweets here. Tobin for Pope campaign tweets. What's the over-under on how long it is before we start hearing about the Great Pacific Face Mask Patch?
It's coming.
Yeah, I see the discarded masks
everywhere
on the ground all over the place. At Disney and Universal, they were littered the ground. And people just take them off and throw them away on the ground.
I tweeted something like this back in March or April of 2020. I'll have to find this old tweet about how we're polluting the earth, it's not worth it, and blah, blah, blah. People jumped all over. Oh, you want humanity to die? I'm like, the environment's going to suffer. Ta-da!
Lumbee IT department tweets, I despise Cortana Viva. I get that dumb thing every morning. I'm aware of who I messaged on Teams yesterday. Thanks. Exactly.
Yeah, but did you reply?
Did you?
None of your business.
Millie.
None of your business. Maskless meandering malcontent tweets, civil asset forfeiture sounds like you're voluntarily surrendering your money. Not a government shakedown. It should be shakedown. Shakedown and theft. A government shackdown would be...
Well,
I'm not sure what that would be.
I'll tell you what that is.
You could ask Sam Britton
shakedown.
No,
would be
I
bad.
can tell you what that is.
You can?
Doesn't Shaquille O'Neal do stuff with law enforcement?
Oh, a shackdown.
Okay, right. Yeah. They spelled it wrong then in that particular case. Okay. Rants out.
Let it go, man.
Rants out loud tweets. Civil asset forfeiture, DUI checkpoints, and red light cameras are nothing more than revenue-generating activities for the police department, and all are wildly unconstitutional. That's why in Texas,
they shut them down.
They shut down the red light cameras.
After I'd already paid a couple.
Fantastic.
Man,
that one in Keller, Texas, nailed me a couple of times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was sitting in
very disappointing.
I was sitting in the office of the Fort Worth guy who collects the money for these red light camera things, and I was talking to him.
Pocket the one I paid.
Right, exactly. So, and I was telling him, boy, it sounds like they're going to pass this thing. He was watching the legislature debating this while I'm paying the ticket, and like 2 weeks later, it wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
So you got in just under the wire to be able to pay one more fine. That's good.
That is good.
That's great.
That is good.
I think they finally just decided somebody's eventually going to challenge this, and we know it won't hold up. Let's just get rid of it. People hate it. It's not going to work. It's not constitutional. And they finally just ended it. And there are red light cameras still. I mean, they didn't take them down. They just stopped using them.
Yeah.
So they're still there everywhere.
Still taking pictures.
As a little reminder. As a little more
it'd be interesting to know if they were still taking pictures.
It would. It'd be interesting. Yeah, it would. I'd like to know.
Ticketing.
Because I bet they are.
I bet they are too.
I bet they're still watching us. And they're just using it for some other purpose. All right.
I know of a couple of lights on the drive here on Wednesday morning where they can put cameras up so that they can turn the lights green when I'm approaching. That'd be nice.
That would be
I'm
nice.
okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, gas is over $3 a gallon everywhere now. It's very disheartening when 5 or 6 cars are waiting at a red light with no other cars going in the other directions, and we're just waiting for those lights to turn green.
And especially at 3:30 in the morning.
Yes,
stupid.
It's just stupid.
Just ridiculous.
Just unbelievably stupid.
The media,
That's why I run them.
for weeks, was reporting that a SpaceX rocket, Elon Musk's company, had a rocket.
A wayward booster, yeah.
Right. Was headed toward the moon. It was barreling toward the moon. It was going to crash into the moon. Now we find out it wasn't SpaceX at all.
Oh, who was it?
It's China.
It's still going to hit the moon, though.
Still going to hit the
They
moon.
didn't change the date, March 4th.
Right.
Yeah, it's still
Right.
going to hit. It's still going to hit the moon. Which I want footage. That
would be cool.
I want video.
Are we going to be able to see that?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't think so.
I
Because they
doubt
keep
it.
saying it's going to be on the dark side, and I don't know
really?
if we will or not. But I would love to have footage of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they made an error that in
Well,
identifying
SpaceX
the
looks
rocket.
so much like China.
Right. So stupid.
So March 4th is our big day that it's going to do
Yeah.
the crashing, and I think I read, if I'm not mistaken, NASA has aimed a camera or something. So I think we're
Well,
going to
we've got plenty of satellites orbiting. We can
Now,
find a couple to
knowing
point
our
that
luck.
way.
Knowing our luck, there's going to be a UFO flying in the shot just as it's about to crash in, and then NASA will cut the feed.
That's very possible. Or we lose a couple of satellites at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
I mean, this thing is traveling incredibly slowly. If it's not going to hit until March 4th,
Yeah.
wow. What do you? It's like obeying the speed limit on Earth.
It is.
It's like we can only go 55.
It's
yeah, we're going to crash into the moon, but only at 55
Well,
miles
they've got
an hour.
those traffic cameras.
It
up
is
there
traveling
in
a
outer
little.
space.
Right.
It is
They don't wanna
traveling
get
a
a ticket.
tad faster than 55 miles.
Not
an
much. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
I could almost make it to the moon in 2 weeks at 55 miles an hour.
Wait a minute. How many
think
miles?
Do
is
the
it?
math on that. 55 miles an hour,
What-
24
what-
hours a
Dangerous
day.
territory.
What do you
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
Good, then we're done.
I
here.
rest my
I'm
case.
not even gonna look at the calendar here. So we're 2 weeks out. We're less than 2 weeks out. So 13 days. I'm not doing this.
Also, an asteroid the size of the Empire State Building is barreling toward the Earth.
Yeah.
And it's not going to hit us. It's going to be. It's
That's
going to
what they
pass.
say.
It'll pass by 7 times the distance between us and the moon,
Yeah, that's what they claim.
which is over 1 million miles away. So it's pretty far. Come on.
That's what they claim. But
What do you mean they claim?
The NASA reports say unlikely. Now, if that's
Unlikely that it's going to hit us?
Now, if that's NASA speak for, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay.
Well,
But
yeah,
they're all-
unlikely
all
is not
the-
impossible.
No, it is not.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
Wow.
Right? I thought that was interesting wording too. I'm glad you picked up on it. Yeah. That's
Space
weird.
tourists have flown to the International Space Station and even orbited the Earth in their own space capsule for 3 days. Now a group of private astronauts wants to attempt a spacewalk, one of the most dangerous things people flying in space have ever done. As soon as the end of this year, 4 private astronauts, including Jared Isaacman,
Yeah, he's
billionaire.
going up again. He's already gone up once.
He chartered SpaceX's first space tourist mission last year. Could launch to space aboard the company's Crew Dragon capsule. At some point during their 5 days circling the Earth, at least one of the crew members will exit the spacecraft for what would be the first spacewalk conducted by a non-government
Are
astronaut.
we going to let them fight it out in the capsule to see who gets to spacewalk?
I think they'll fight it out with their checkbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I'll give you an extra, I don't know, $250,000 if you let me walk.
No way, 250,000? Shoot, you better start throwing some millions around.
What's that going to cost?
Better start throwing some millions around. I saw where Branson's company stock went way up when they started, because that's 450,000 a seat, I think.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and they just started posting tickets for sale. So
And one of them, I don't know if it was Blue Origin SpaceX or the Virgin Galactic. One of them is sold out for years to come already.
yeah,
On the
Yeah.
space tourism thing. Like at hundreds of thousands per trip.
Yeah, I think
they're sold out forever.
That's Bezos. That's the And then
Incredible.
Galactic is backed up too with.
My gosh, you imagine? There are that many people with the money to spend.
I know.
With that kind of
and
cash.
even if I had the money, I couldn't do it, which is really frustrating.
Why? Because no fat guy seating.
Yeah,
Shoot.
no
I kept thinking of you at Disney because
the Dumbo ride or
every ride. They bring down that bar.
I know.
And you feel like I can't breathe.
Yeah, I know.
And I thought, boy, Jeffy,
they have the special.
Would not be able to do this.
Way.
There's no fat guy seating here.
I mean, I think thanks. They have the fat guy seating ones that they claim are fat guy seating, and those are usually up front. The front ones, they have a couple seats that are bigger.
Oh,
but I've done the fat shaming walk before, where where they the guy comes and he tries to push it down on you, and if they don't hear if you don't get the click, they fat shame you. Nope. Too fat. All right, get out. And they make you walk down. It doesn't fit. You have the walk of shame, man. I've been through the walk of shame.
Nobody wants to take that walk. Nobody.
So just
I'm too fat for that seat.
And everybody's on the ride like, let's go, fatty.
We've been waiting 2 hours for this ride. Beat it.
Oh, there's a guy from the buffet, honey.
I knew he wasn't going to fit.
Hey, I've been laboring over here while you guys have been talking for the last 5 minutes, and I do mean late. I don't know if you saw the sparks flying off the calculators over here, but I did the math, and I believe if you left today, Pat, you could get to the moon if you traveled 765 miles per hour. Somebody check that. Twitter, check that. So 765 miles an hour. You're right. I mean, it's not that fast
it's
at
slow.
all.
It's really slow.
55.
Was that? Yeah.
It's not 55. I was exaggerating a tad.
Oh, no. Here we go. Really?
Stupids.
I was on your side. I was saying that's very slow, relatively speaking. Don't lump me in with big boy.
With fat guy seating.
Yeah, with fat guy seating over here.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is such a great group of realtors. You're going to be glad you got in touch with them because this is far better than your second cousin once removed who dabbles in real estate and doesn't know the business and doesn't know what people want in a home, and so they can't advise you on whether or not you should repaint or remodel or will you get your money out of it? Who knows? These are the people who go around all day with buyers, so they know what they're looking for. And it doesn't matter what you like in your home. What you want to do is make it so the people who are prospective buyers like it. That's where realtors come in. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. This is Glenn's company. These have all been carefully vetted. They're fans of the show. So you're going to have a lot in common with them. RealestateAgentsITrust.com. That's RealestateAgentsITrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
They found a new species of prehistoric crocodile with a young dinosaur in its stomach.
Oh.
Researchers finished reconstructing the skull of an ancient crocodile species in Australia and discovered its last meal in the process. It's the broken dinosaur killer. Caught a young arthropod before its death, according to a new paper published in the Scientific Journal. And this revelation confirmed paleontologists' theories that crocodiles living in ancient history may have consumed dinosaurs.
Yep.
Isn't that interesting?
That's interesting.
Don't be taking crocodile eggs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They just found...
That'll learn you.
They just found a dinosaur not long ago that had a pandemic flu in its lungs.
It had a pandemic
It had
flu.
a flu in its lung
lungs.
tissue. Where is it? Survived. The dinosaur looked like it had survived a flu pandemic before being killed off. So it had evidence of respiratory disease similar to flu. Was discovered in the bones of this dinosaur that they dug up. Oh, wow. So
was there any ivermectin discovered in there?
Well, I mean,
fighting the disease? Apparently not, because it died.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Had it gotten
got killed
ivermectin, in time.
May have survived.
Might have survived.
Right.
Right.
You don't know that.
Right.
I think the local T-Rex who's in charge shamed him publicly about taking
Well,
it.
yeah.
And look what
Horse
happened.
paste.
You're a dinosaur. Well, you're not a horse.
You're going to take horse paste? What a moron.
And what did it get him?
Dead.
Extinct,
It got him
yeah.
dead. That's what it got him. And killed all the dinosaurs. They died from COVID-19, and we're just finding that out now.
They died of COVID-1.
COVID-19, never mind. Million years
19
BC?
million. Yeah. Have to be more than that.
More than that. I know. I trapped myself. Sorry.
You sure did. Sure did, dummy.
What is this? He's got like this inclination to call me a dummy today. I mean, I'm fine with it, but just make sure it applies.
Well, it does, because you went
Yeah.
19 million years for dinosaurs.
That was pretty stupid, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's only 46 million years too late, my friend.
Okay. Don't trap me with your fancy numbers over there. I got it.
All right. 888-900-3393. I like this story, too, about a board. He was not being entertained, apparently, at the museum. He's a Russian museum guard, and he got bored during the night and drew eyes onto a $1.4 million painting.
That's my kind of guy.
Awesome.
And there it is.
It looks better.
It does.
It wouldn't be awesome if you owned
Makes
that
more
piece
sense.
of art, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no. That's 60-year-old guard allegedly drew the eyes on this avant-garde artwork, Three Figures. That's the name of it.
Yeah, Three Figures.
How'd you come up with that name?
Well, I can tell you, dummy, there's 3 figures on it.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because I couldn't figure
You
it
didn't
out.
see. Yeah, you
Where'd
didn't
you
notice.
get that? I mean, it seems like a really creative name for it. Drew 3 figures with a pen. He drew the eyes on it with a pen during his first day of work at the Yeltsin Center Gallery. His motives are still unknown, but the administration believes it was some kind of a lapse in sanity. The security guard.
Lapse in sanity. That's a good call.
He was fired and charged with vandalism.
See, that's too bad. I thought he was an artist.
It's now expected to cost $4,600 to restore the 1930s painting, which had been on loan from the State Gallery in Moscow. Oh, boy. That's too bad.
Oh, that's interesting. There's something named after Boris Yeltsin.
I know. That's what I was thinking the whole time I was reading that story.
Wow, okay, that's cool. Hey,
Yeah, I don't think he was that popular, was he?
Yeah,
Boris?
He was the first one under the new constitution, right?
Yeah, it was the, what was it, Perestroika, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was that whole, we're, going to be okay with the West now. We're going to get along. We're going to be friends. Yeah.
And stuff. By the way, we have an update out of Keller, Texas here about the
doll.
The doll?
Yeah. So go ahead and put the tweet up there. The city of Keller has posted this. Thank you for sending this along here. Update. Say hello to Lucy, Sarah, Anne, and Via, our gang of sprightly teens who delivered creepy Victorian murder doll Vicky M on Wednesday night. Let's see. It says, it's a Halloween prop who had been freaking everyone out at the girl's home. So this team headed out after church one night and put it in. Just wanted to get rid of it. There you go. They're like, here. Yeah, we're going to put it here. So thank you for as a hippie patriot sent me that update there from Keller.
Yeah,
So
now
there
I'm
you
going
go.
to have to drive by and see if it's still there.
Yeah, I wonder what they've done with it.
I know.
If anything. It would be fun to just leave it there.
Burn it.
Just leave it outside. See if anybody takes it.
That's what we could do is have the doll burning. I like that.
I think we have a video to shoot today.
Yes, we do.
Another story that isn't getting enough attention, and that's Remington, the gun manufacturer.
Yes.
Settling their lawsuit with the Sandy Hook victims' families. $73 million. They had to pay these.
I don't know how crazy I am about that.
So they reached a settlement worth $73 million with the families of victims killed in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. How do you hold the gun manufacturer responsible for that?
Thank you.
How is this possible? So many of these things that are going on now that you couldn't imagine just a few years ago in the United States of America, and now here we are. Holding Remington responsible for the killing.
Well,
that's unbelievable.
I don't know if I'd call it good news, but there's at least I think it's the insurance company for Remington that ended up paying this out, if I'm not mistaken.
And I guess
because Remington's gone, like they're dissolved, and so I don't know that because they never admitted fault in this case.
They shouldn't.
Yeah,
but this will set a precedent.
Sure
is
does.
the problem?
See, I don't know.
I think it will.
Sure does. They've already talked about it.
They're bankrupt. The gun makers, 4 insurers, all agreed to pay the full amount of coverage.
But the attorney for the Sandy Hook, the main attorney, he talked about, now it's time that we're taking these gun manufacturers to task, and they're all for it. So it does set a bad precedent, man.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Is the same thing going to happen to knife manufacturers?
Yes.
The people who get stabbed, sue the knife manufacturer. If you have a car accident, somebody dies in it, sue Ford or GM. Is that going to happen too? Because you can't. There is no way the gun manufacturer could be. As I said,
that's our mind thing.
As I said yesterday on the News and Why, if you're going to hold anybody responsible for selling to a nut or the family of a nut, then you better get a hold of the FBI and sue them because they're the ones who do the gun checks. Why aren't they held accountable for people when insane people buy guns legally? And this gun in this case was purchased legally. So I guess the FBI is accountable?
Yeah, and then when you hold the federal government accountable, like you say, then who gets to pay that lawsuit out?
Right.
You and me.
We do.
And let's just
we do.
fire up the old printing machine.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind on the FBI thing. Shh.
Let that one slip out, didn't you?
And then you go to the place where you got the gun. You go to a Cabela's or Walmart or whoever.
That's the world we live in today. It's terrible.
Madness.
Where does it end?
It doesn't.
It ends
with getting these evil
guns off the streets.
The
streets.
See?
That's where it ends, Pat. Okay.
Wait. We need to
it
go back.
It ends with getting rid of drill rap.
And
getting these men out.
Those raw materials used to manufacture the guns. We need to go after those companies.
Right. And what about the influences that these kids have in video games? Wait, no, we can't talk about that because that involves a different industry that we don't want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And we certainly don't want to talk about Hollywood movies where they're killing, 150 people during a 2-hour period of time.
Real.
Those aren't real. Everybody knows it. That doesn't have any influence over anyone unless they're smoking in one of those movies. And then we've got to eliminate that from the movie.
That'll do it.
But the gun violence doesn't affect anybody, anytime, anywhere, anyhow.
Okay.
None of it makes sense, does it?
Got a good lesson here.
Seriously, doesn't make
Thanks
a
for
bit of
laying
sense.
it out.
Not a lick of sense. And then I love the fact that supposedly Tesla paid $0 in taxes last year. Now, Elon Musk himself owes $11 billion. $11 billion. Well, that's not his fair share. I wonder how much it would be in order for Elon Musk to pay a fair share of taxation. Because that's
$200 billion.
Yeah, probably. Would that do it, though? I don't know. He's still got 30 left.
I know.
So
I think he's got more than that. But.
And I love in the story that it says Tesla paid 0 taxes. And then you scroll down a bit into the middle of this paragraph, and it says, on its foreign profit, Tesla will pay $700 million in income taxes. So that's a little bit different than 0.
It is.
It just didn't happen to go to this government. It's going to separate governments, but they're still paying $700 million in taxes. Plus, do they pay taxes all year long, right, on withholding? And then at the end of the year, you're not paying extra. So is that what they're talking about by paying 0 in taxes? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you trust Elon Musk to spend $11 billion the way he sees fit, or the federal government?
Oh, are you kidding me? There's no contest there.
Wait. Oh, no.
Yeah, because look how many there are as opposed to just one guy.
Thank you.
Two. That's so, yeah, you're right, Jeffy. You're right. And we've seen what the federal government spends their money on. It's really,
like
make
a lot
good
of good
choices.
Stuff.
A lot of good choices, yeah. Yeah, so. Okay. Music means, of course,
that is.
It's the end of the show.
So, go Feds.
Yay! We will see you back here bright and early tomorrow, or whenever you download your podcast. So there you go. See you tomorrow.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.